Start here. Right after 2 bullets immediately come out, I drop my crosshair down here to duck. And a lot of times I keep my crosshair down there when I stand back up. So I start here, shoot, duck, stand. Start here, shoot, duck, stand. But if you go down too quick, your recoil is going to follow. Like, watch. See how it just follows me down? It just comes with me. But if you hold it here for a second, then duck, then stand back up, see how it stays where you want it? So you can't pull down your crosshair too quick. You need to let the first 2 bullets come out before you just drag down. So it's shoot, duck, stand. Shoot, duck, stand. But right when you stand back up, you can't keep it here. So it's like shoot, duck, pull down, keep it down here. But don't pull down here right away. Shoot, duck, down, hold it. Honestly, just go shoot at a wall, guys, and practice keeping it where you want. And then when you go in a game, like everyone says, well, I practice shooting at a wall, but how do I kill the opponents? The same way you shoot the fucking wall. Just have to have confidence to go out and risk your fucking life. People just want everything to be perfect. You can't. It's not always going to be that way. If I see a guy, I'm going to spray him, I'm going to spray him, I'm going to spray him, I'm going to tap him, spray him. See what I'm saying? Like, I'll just run around and tell you, spray, spray. Even though that person was kind of far from me, I still could spray it as long as they're sitting still. Like this guy, see how he ducked on me? The second someone ducks on me, you have 2 choices. You could shoot, reposition, kill them, or you could commit right away. Like this guy's moving, so you just got to be careful. That guy's stuck in a vent, so I could spray. Standing still, could have sprayed him. See how he's running away, he'll peek me again. I'll spray him if he wants to peek me again. Spray this guy because I can continue to spray. Tap that guy because he's dumb. See, I could have tapped that guy, but right there I made sure to aim at the head, and then he ducked, so I was kind of aiming at his neck. Spray that guy down. Spray this guy down. Spray this guy down. Spray this guy down. I could burst that other guy, that third kill right there. I could have bursted him. If I pull down really quick, watch how the bullets come with me. See how they immediately come down with me, and then you start pulling down, you're aiming at their feet? So what I was saying before is you need to know the point in which you need to stop pulling down and let the bullets rest a little, right? So you start here, you hold it there for a sec, then you slowly drop, and then you can duck if you want. So slowly drop and then hold. Don't pull down anymore. Hold, hold, hold. And see, that's how you spray a moving target right there. So say a guy peeks you right here from library, and then he shoots at you and then keeps moving. So you're like maybe shooting a guy here. You see the guy, you react to him, and then he starts moving that way. Well, see, I can't even follow him with a spray. Watch. It's not like my spray's perfect. Look at that shit. But that's the invisible line I'm talking about. See how when you spray, it gets to that flat part right there? You need to know how to manipulate that point. And that only comes from feeling. I could talk to you all day about how to do it, but until you actually feel it, it's really hard. Because basically what happens is it moves without you doing it. So when you stop pulling down to say keep it at a certain level, like right here, I'm not pulling down anymore, right? I'm holding, holding, holding. But see how it went right there? You got to know that it goes right there after you hold for a little bit. So if the guy goes right, I don't need to move my mouse. If he goes left, you need to overcompensate to the left for those bullets to come. And that's a feel thing. So you're shooting at a guy, he goes to the left, it kicks to the right, you slowly drag over to the left. That's not perfect, but if you're aiming head level and he's running away, you could headshot him, right? But you're not following. If a guy shoots at you and starts moving, you shouldn't follow him with your spray. I don't know where you got. People ask me this question. I'm like, why? What do you mean follow someone with your spray? You never follow a moving target with your spray. You spray him, he moves a little, stop, shoot him. So what we're basically learning is that you don't try to control his recoil as much as you want. You control it a little bit to keep it at the level you want, but you're not manipulating all the bullets. Pro players aren't just manipulating the whole pattern. A lot of people think that we just like memorize the reverse of everything and it's just perfectly fucking centered. Well, it's not. Like I can spray decent, like watch, see? That's see how it goes to the right though? Like no one's perfect. That was deep. Like by that time, if you haven't killed someone, by the time it jumps to right, you fail. So normally like by right there I've killed someone. So that's batched enough. A model is that wide. And these red things, keep in mind, aren't perfect. So this might be how wide a model is, right? Alright? So keep in mind when you're spraying, guys, don't pull down right away. See how it'll follow you. Practice on the wall like this. Hold it. If you're going to, like, you could stand here and just do that. A technique I like to use a lot to be more evasive, though, is the ducking, right? Where I start shooting, duck, and then I make sure to keep my crosshair here while I stand back up. Start shooting, duck, stand back up. Because it's a way of kind of pulling down quick by using control, right, without your mouse hand on the mouse, right? Spraying the AK, same thing, but watch what happens to the AK. So I'll spray the wall without controlling it. See that little jump right there? So that's where you don't pull down, you start pulling down a little, and then you make that big jump, right? So right with the M4, these 3 bullets are a little closer, so you don't need to start the pull down as fast, okay? So with the AK, you pull down slightly right there, right? So if you're aiming here, and that's mid-level, that's head, that's waist, you start out there. After the first 2 bullets with the AK, you're right here. But by the 3rd, 4th, 5th is when you're saying, okay, 1 bullet, 2 bullets, 3 bullets, 4, 5. With duck. If you're not going to duck, 1 bullet, 2 bullet, down here, 3, 4, 5. So you're down quicker. Right? So 1 bullet, 2 bullet, 3, 4, 5. See how I let it get away from me a little? The good way to practice this drill is shoot a bullet and don't let the bullets get above it. So right there. See how I didn't let it, oh, see 1 slipped away, but I kept it at that level, and that's how you batch your spray. You're never pulling your spray downwards. You're pulling your crosshair downwards, which keeps your bullets at a certain level. Once it's at that level, you manipulate that point. Right here. Hold there. I'm not even pulling down anymore. Hold, hold, hold. But you see what's happening is while I'm holding, it starts jumping out to the right and to the left. That's where you need to know when to stop spraying sometimes. The guy peeks you here. If you're whiffing and you haven't killed him by then, what the fuck are you doing, right? Your aim is obviously off him. You didn't start at a good point. Because one big part of spraying is starting your crosshair at a good spot. If a guy quick peeks and ducks you, and he ducks and that's his head, and you start shooting right here and then expect to be able to drag your spray on him, look what happens. It's not good. You need to be on the right vertical axis when you start your spray. So if a guy peeks you, it's important. If this is his chest, head, feet, right when he peeks you, you're down here. Boom. See how up I let my spray go a little? It's all over his chest. If I wanted to keep it down because he ducked after he peeks me right away, I hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. See the level of head? It stays down here, right? But if he doesn't duck right away, you pull down and then you let off the pull down. Pull down, let off, let off, let off. See how it stays up? Stays up. You're not pulling down. A lot of misconception is every pro just goes like this. Tap, tap at the head, and then pull down. You can do it. See how I maintained that head level? But it's not as easy, because if he just decides to duck, move, strafe, you're dead. So if you just ever commit to standing still, and you just burst, you're dead. You cannot stand still when you're bursting, and if you miss a spray for too long, you can't stay in that spot. If you spray, and by that point you haven't killed him, what the fuck are you doing? You have to go practice your spray. The only time that happens is if he's also whiffing. It happens to pros. I've had situations on Navi, or whatever they were called at the time, Stana Dragons, where I remember peeking Markov here, and we got into spray, and I didn't kill him. I was like, holy shit, and I started doing the little like slide to the right, and then I killed him. But it was like, that's normally doesn't happen at our level, alright? So what you need to realize is you're not starting high and then pulling down, because look what happens. See how much harder it is to come down on a straight line? It's like, bleh. If you start more centered, you aim at the head, right? Obviously, you're coming around, you're waiting for a guy to peek, you're aiming at the head. You're going to shoot a burst. But if you shoot the first burst and miss, he's going to drop into a duck, right? He's going to go like this. He's clearing, he's clearing, he's clearing. You miss him, and then he's going to go like this and try to kill you, right? So you have the time that you miss those 2 shots, and he ducks to re-strafe, so he has to go like this. You miss, oh shit, and then he has to correct and come over there. So when you go like this, that's why a lot of times you'll see me go, or see what I'm saying, how I miss and I give up on that burst. I don't just go, oh, I missed, let me just drop right into a spray, because then I'm just a sitting duck, you know? Like, so, any other points here? Alright, final points, just remember, guys. Tapping, the more bullets you shoot, the lower you start on the body, right? You're tapping, you aim at the head. You're bursting, you aim at the neck. You're extended bursting, you're aiming at the chest. So this is all of them. Tap, aim at the head. Double tap still is a tap, so it's just shooting twice. Your recoil is still a tap. A burst, you aim at the neck. See how it jumps? Burst, aim at the neck. Extended burst, 3 or 4 bullets like this. Aim at the chest. See how it rises? Spray, aim at the waist. Aim at the waist. Aim at the waist. Long distance spray, aim at the fucking knee, the abdomen. See right there? Low. See foot, waist, head. If I'm spraying a guy right here, right when I peek him, I'm right there. I'm not starting here and dropping it. I'm starting there. Boom. And see how it rises? See how fast that gets up there? Don't focus on aiming at the head unless you're going to stay on your feet. And what do I mean by stay on your feet? Move, move, move. Aim at the head. Now you want to commit? Spray down low. See, right when I committed, I was bursting, commit, my crosshair's down here. I don't commit starting here. I commit starting here. If a guy peeks me here, I'm not going to aim down here, obviously, for the spray, but I'm also not going to aim up here at the head. Waist, foot, waist, head. I'm not going to start up here. I'm going to start at the waist and right there. Alright, guys? Alright. So, a lot of people forget how much control goes into the first fucking half second of when you start spraying. A lot of people think, oh, you just kind of fucking... You know, you start shooting a guy and your crosshair just comes down. Like, yes and no, but like for me, when I'm like deathmatching or something and warming up and I see like a model over here, if I like if I start wrong on him with my pull down, and I could feel it right away. So that tells me that there's something that happens right away that I could either lose control of or have control of, right? So you start spraying, right? It really depends on where you start on someone's body. So like, I always try to give an example of like, this is a head. Let's see how to show impacts. Time 10. So there's a head, a waist, a foot. And obviously when you peek someone from farther away, that distance becomes much more lower on your screen, right? So you have the option of like starting more down here with a spray, and if you control it, it's still going to get away from you a little bit. Sometimes you really get lucky, and let's see. So sometimes I'll keep it below. You don't want too many of those, right? Those are the extremity bullets. I'm not really sure how I want to teach this yet because I don't want to get into too big of a ramble. This isn't one of those YouTube rambles that I'm really clear and concise on. Because I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys for a minute. Because I was thinking about it when I was deathmatching. Basically what you need to realize is that there's a little bit of tenseness in your hand right there. Like right away. Like right when you start shooting. Because if you're too loose, some of these bullets will go up too fast. So you're kind of like... I'm kind of like... Let's see. Fuck you. Okay, let's see. I'll try to drag it for you guys. So you see how, like... I know, when I pulled down, once I got to this level, it was obviously like a controlling left and right movement. The thing with spraying is you gotta realize that first split second, right when you start shooting, you pull down, but if you keep pulling down too much, it's bad, right? So you don't want to just keep dragging down and your hand's loose. So the more loose your hand is and the more you let the bullets do what they want, obviously the more they're going to spread, right? So it's really a small bit of hand movement and control. And that's why I use the word tense with your hand. Because when you're spraying, you really got to be kind of like, it's really like you're just pulling and you're doing these small movements. Like right when I started shooting. Like basically what I did right there is that wasn't perfect, but if there's a guy there, he would have died. I kind of just like come down very tight and move a little bit. But if you do that too swiftly and too big, like it's just like that, the bullets are going to follow your crosshair, right? So you need to do it just slow enough so that the bullets stay on their trajectory, but you control their trajectory, if that makes sense. So if you just like come here and you pull down too fast, see how the bullets come down with you? So it's a much smaller tension where you kind of just pull it down lightly and hold, and they kind of batch together more. So when you pull down lightly meaning small amount, and then your hand's kind of tense right there, right? So like you're shooting here, you're pulling down to there, so you're starting there. Well, when I pull down here, if I pull down too quick, like I said, the bullets will come with me, right? See how they're down on the floor? So you want to let the first like 2 bullets go where you're aiming, right? So if you're trying to start, you're right there, this is the guy's chest, you don't want the fucking bullets just immediately come down. So you let them sit there. But it's that split second from after the second bullet to the third bullet where you're kind of putting that little bit of tension in your hand to bring your cursor here and very smallly hold it. And if you're going to pull down at all, it's like this. See how little I'm pulling down? It'll be like from there to there. Just like... So I start here, and then you drop there, and then you slow your pull down. So the speed in which you're pulling down just slowly becomes less, right? Right, like if I were to come around the corner really quick and I see this guy, where are you guys aiming? Headshot is nice, but a real moving target, right when he sees you right there, he's going to take that shot and go here, right? So how do you pin him most efficiently, right? Because if you miss his head with that first bullet, he's stepping out of it. But if you grab him by the chest or the waist or the midsection, that guy is you're able to kill him faster. So a headshot seems faster, but it's only faster if you hit the headshot, which is obviously a lower percentage, right? Pre-aim is here. This is the floor. So my pre-aim's mid-level for the floor. I come around, snap up, and when I'm on him, I snapped right to his waist. You saw that? I didn't go up to his head, because that is the most consistent to kill him if he does not have the jump on me. The only reason I want to go for the headshot right there is say I came out looking left at the B door. Why the fuck is it switching left? Say I came out left looking B door and he's already got the jump on me, meaning he's taken more health from me than I have from him. So he starts shooting me, I'm looking at the left. Then when I whip to the right, he's obviously going to be a sedentary target, right? Because he's shooting at me. He's not going to be shooting at me at a long distance going like this. He's going to have seen me, so this is like mid on dust 2 and I'm on the A ramp right here. I just came out right there and he shoots at me. He's going to be spraying at me, right? That's when I'm coming out looking left. I turn to see him, I take a step, and then you 2-bullet him. So the battle's different now. I'm not trying to spray him because he has the first shot on me, right? So now I'm trying to 2-bullet him. So when you're spraying, you always got to think of why am I spraying? I'm spraying because it's the fastest way to kill him. So why aim at the head? Like, you see someone like Shroud in Deathmatch, okay, he could aim at the head. But that's not easy. Like, that's a very, like, You only want to do that when you have that within like the feeling of your hand. If you feel like you know where the invisible line is, where the spray is that you're pulling down, then you could just cut someone's fucking head off with that, right? But it's much more efficient to batch bullets around someone's body. So I'm coming out louder right here to shoot this guy, right? You could, at this distance, if you wanted to, since you have an AK and headshot, you could step out if he was back there. God damn it. You know, if he was at that distance, you could step out and, right, I'm not going to try to actually kill him, but doing this wouldn't be bad, right? It's called ADing. You make sure you're fully stopped. X2. Right? Coming out at that distance, I'll try to match that distance again. If you're shooting at him, see how every time I stop, my bullet goes straight? If I weren't to stop, see how some of them go up there? So, like, it's a common problem for people to shoot too early. So, obviously, I mean, a lot of you know this. But just being able to sit here and do this and be comfortable, that's all your keyboard hand. Watch my mouse hand right here. Like, right, you can see it on the cam. See how little my hand moves when I do this? That's covering a lot. Even over here, that's just a little adjustment for my wrist, step to the left, a little movement for my wrist. Like, you can't see this hand moving much because it's pretty still. So the longer the battle, the less the movement should be. Like, if I had to come around the corner right here on this guy, that's where you see watching my hand. I have to snap to him, right? So you'll see more bend right here in my wrist because I give more bend in my wrist when I'm closer, right? So the closer you are to someone, the more your wrist action comes into play. The longer you are away, the less, because why would you need it if you have a super high sensitivity, I guess you're always using wrist. Like, Hiko's back here, right? So someone like Hiko is back here, right? And he's just like super high sense, it's like 3.6. So he just sits like this, right? So everything's kind of a little wrist shuffle, you know, right? You know? So that's a different, I'm talking to people who are in the mid-range of sensitivities. I'm using my arm to swipe, and that keeps me more centered. It's not as fun aiming when your arm's out here, is it, right? Or it's not as fun aiming when your arm's in here, right? You guys know how that is when you kind of like turn in or you come turn to the left. So it's key to always try to keep this distance between your elbow and your shoulder proper, right? You don't want your elbow to be way out here or way in here. You want it to be kind of centered. So that's why I always tell people, the closer someone is, like right here, as long as my preemp's good, you don't need to adjust. My wrist covers this much, right? If my wrist is planted. So this isn't really necessarily teaching you how to do it. I'm just explaining to you what to think about when you're like practicing your aim. Like, if you really want to practice your long distance aim, we'll let your wrist be a little bit more still and practice not too much pressure down on the mouse pad, right? Very light on your hand, but still you aren't moving it a lot, right? So long distance, you're mostly just keyboard. Oh, you'll see me do this between shots like that. You'll see Shroud do it too. The reason a lot of pros, you know how like Pasha too, Pasha gets a kill and then he kind of dips? That's all like you shoot and then dip and then shoot and then dip and then shoot and then dip, right? Those are like, basically it's a waggle to reset the feeling in your wrist. Have you ever felt like your wrist just has a weird tension in it? Well, I got the term waggle from golf because I actually play golf, and I never really had a term for why people use a lot of that shake, right? But when I play golf, and I still do, what a lot of pros do is when they tee up, right? They get to the tee box, they kind of get in their position, they stand here. When they're right here, they don't just go and say, okay, I'm ready to swing, and they swing because they feel very stiff, right? So you get in this position of swinging, and then they toss a little wrist waggle where they essentially have the grip in their hands, they have the club in their hands, and then they kind of just flex their wrists back and forth so they feel loose, right? So when you're playing, it's really important to feel loose, you know? You know? So when I'm like waiting at an angle, if I know 100% that someone's not coming, sometimes you'll see me spaz out and throw a little shake in my mouse because I just want to feel the weight of my mouse. I want my wrist to loosen up a little bit, alright? People don't realize little things about Counter-Strike. A lot of people overanalyze the shit out of Counter-Strike, and there's good ways to do it, which I'm doing right now. I'm breaking down what I know. But when you're learning, overanalyzing can be your worst enemy. You know, you always got to blame yourself and try not to blame too many bullshit factors. So I think that's that for just the spraying thing. I mean, my main points were make sure when you first start spraying a rifle, you're being aware of the amount you're pulling down and the tenseness in your hand. Because like it's going to be a little bit different with each gun, right? The M4 silence here, I start here and I pull down. Well, see, like I could just hold there and it's pretty accurate, right? Well, with the M4A4, those couple bullets, actually that gap from the ones that jump is bigger. So that you know I'm sure you guys have had that where you get that 88 damage dink or whatever with the A4, and then you just seem to all of the rest of your bullets just seem to go straight above the guy's head. Well, that's because that distance between the bullets that jump after they've settled at that point, like right here, I'll show you. Like these bullets right there. See how they start jumping again? Well, that distance is greater with the A4, right? So with the A1, it's a slight pull down. With A4, it's a bigger pull down. If you pull down too much with the A1, you're going to be getting body shots. What's your opinion on res? Use whatever you like. I honestly just never really been a fan of 4.3 in this game, but for some reason it feels so smooth when I use like 4.3 stretched. I just don't seem to connect the dots with kill. I own in deathmatch with it, but. Are there other ways to master spray, especially versus moving targets, besides mindless deathmatching? Well, you kind of just got to read their movement. It's not like you're spraying. There's really no difference. You're just kind of like being smarter with your own movement, right? So like if you see a guy crossing mid right here, and he's going from there to there, well, you choose a point between there, before there, to start shooting at him, right? If he's moving all the way to there, you stop him in his tracks and you shoot at him. Obviously, if he's like doing one of these numbers, it might be hard to kill him, you know, right? He bunny hops across. It's probably not something I'm going to be able to teach you how to get a kill on. That's just you having good reactions and good aiming. But if a guy's moving across, you just try to lead where he's at and then choose that point and kind of, you know, batch the bullets right there. Because if he's going to peek here, if you know he's stepping out wide, then you're going to want to stop him here, right? There's not a lot of moving targets that are doing this. So I don't know. I think shooting moving targets is your own movement, right? If a guy moves out here and you're just waiting for him, you're fucked. Like unless you hit that first shot. So like right when he moves, you step, move. Like that little bit of movement moves his crosshair, right? So if he comes out here and you're just sitting here, he's gonna have an easy time to just step, aim, shoot, right? But if he comes out here, aims, and then you move right there behind the pillow, now he's got to shoot, and now he's going to stand and move again. Because nothing's more uncomfortable than when you peek, stop moving, and then a guy peeks you because you're a sitting duck. So that's like psychology. Just being able to understand that a guy's not going to want to sit still should help you a little bit with this. Because, you know, so it's the same in the opposite, right? If you come around the corner, a guy's ducking right there, you should be able to kill him unless he has like an op or he one-shots you, right? Instead it was a gun, deagle or something. So like that's why like movement is one of the biggest things. Like when you're playing versus pistols, like so there's a deagler right here or something. Well, obviously if I know it's an eke round, I'm probably not gonna just like jiggle peek because I might just get luckily one deked, and that's giving him a free shot, right? Like he might not hit it, but like if he's just sitting here waiting like this, I'm giving him a free shot. Whereas if I step out like this, I'm at least committing to the kill, and so if he misses, I'm going to kill him. So when I DM, my aim is not on point, or when I DM, my aim is on point, not really missing any shots and sprays. When I join MM or similar, tend to choke and just spray panic every time. Any tips? Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was saying earlier when I use like 4.3. I'm just not as good with 4.3 when I actually go live, because in deathmatch, I mean, think of the simple differences, guys. The logical difference between deathmatch and matchmake. When you're deathmatching, it's a completely different environment. It's more hectic. People are playing with no goal involved, so there's no movement related to any area, so you can't read the movement. Like if I'm a CT on Inferno right here and a terrorist is coming in B, well, obviously he's trying to access the bomb site, and if he's coming in B, he's going to enter a certain way, either with teammates or support or whatever. What up, Kravitz? Welcome, brother. Appreciate the sub. Hope all is well, man. Hope you're feeling better. So yeah, in deathmatch, the obvious difference is, think of how everyone's moving. You're like spawning, you fucking kill a guy right there, kill a guy there, some guy spawns there, you kill a guy there. Like, that is not Counter-Strike. So what you need to realize is that, remember how I talked earlier about the wrist looseness? How I shake my wrist, like sometimes after I shoot a guy, I shake my wrist, or I'll just be waiting at an angle and I'll shake my wrist. That's because when you're playing deathmatch, you're constantly doing that, right? Everything's loose because you're running around playing loose and you're just getting kills everywhere. So you're just more, it's like a fucking hunt mentality, right? It's just different. So you're just going to play different. Your aim is going to work differently. Like your body and mind is going to connect differently intuitively to hitting shots. So it's just a simple fact of the matter. You got to realize you being good in deathmatch is almost almost inverse to you doing good in matchmaking. Like when I deathmatch, I fucking don't even have that good of a ratio because I don't try to get every kill in a certain way. Like if a guy spawns and I'm killing this guy and a guy shoots me from balcony, I could feel myself getting shot and I'll just wait for myself to die and respawn because I just don't care to get certain types of kills in deathmatch. I'm just warming up. You might have a different idea in mind and that's perfect. If you want to train in deathmatch a certain way, hey, I'm only going to spray or I'm going to try to 180 every kill that I can. So if a guy shoots me in the back right away, I'm trying to do that. See how my mouth's just fat. But you see what I'm saying? Like every time someone shoots you there, you're going to try to whip and kill them. You can create your own parameters for deathmatch, but do remember, deathmatch is not the same as matchmaking. You will have better aim in matchmake because you're more loose. Why do you think people get called scrimmers? Because the second they have to play a match, they're not as good, right? Like the second the pressure changes what you're playing for, players play worse, right? The more serious the match, the more tension there is on you subconsciously from your mind to perform and play within a certain structure, the worse players who choke are going to play. The worst players, yeah, they're going to play worse. High gap have nothing to do. I mean, no, like, I could change my crosshair fucking thickness, crosshair gap, 0, crosshair size, 3. You know, I'm sure a lot of you would like seeing this crosshair more big. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's more accurate. But something about the big crosshair just, like, helps me decide where to place my crosshair more. It's just easier for me to focus on, I guess, because I don't really look at my crosshair a lot when I'm playing. Like, I look at it once I'm holding, like, an angle like this for pre-aims, but it's just more like it's in my peripheral. Like, I'm kind of looking, like, my eyes are probably scanning this whole area because it helps me react better, right, within it. So I'm always, like, I have a huge bubble of where I'm kind of, like, focused on. So I guess having this larger crosshair just helps me not have to think so much, I guess, about just there. I could see it. I should see the enemy's head. For long distance, like, if I know a guy's head's there, it's obviously hard to see, but you just put it in the center of your crosshair, you know. So, yeah, the larger the crosshair, the big crosshair is to compensate for the small penis. So, that's really actually the true answer there. TLDR. N0thing TV, how can I stop repetitively keep making dumb decisions even though if I were asked about those decisions, I would know they are bad? It's all muscle memory and habit. I mean, that's like life right there. Like that's like me giving you a tip on life. Like, why do you still go out and drink every night even though you know you wake up feeling like shit? Well, because you've trained yourself to do that because that's the only way you have fun when you want to relax or whatever. Luckily, I don't have a drinking problem, but you might. So fix that shit. In terms of your Counter-Strike problems, it's really about just forcing habits in yourself, playing a lot. The more you could play and reinforce new habits, the more those new habits will take over. So, obviously, playing pickup games and fucking around with your friends all day isn't going to reinforce new habits. Playing by yourself all day, deathmatching, and thinking you're getting better is not really happening. You're not actually getting better. Your dexterity might be getting better, your hand-eye coordination might be getting better in relation to Counter-Strike, but you getting better is not what's happening by you playing a lot by yourself. Watching demos, then playing, and then playing in a team environment, then playing by yourself, and then deathmatching, and then the surfing, and whatever. Everything combined is what makes you better, not just one thing or the other. People always want to know what's the first thing to do as a beginner to get better. I say just fucking play a lot and blame yourself for every death. Right here, and like your team, you told your teammates you're playing right mid, you're the guy who plays right mid on your team, and you know they're about to come up middle, but you're kind of like, I don't want to stand here, this guy's going to come up and I'm only going to get one and die. Well, then fucking fall back, man. If that's how you feel about it, then fucking fall back. Like, I've noticed over my long career, if I don't feel good about the play I'm doing, it's not going to turn out good. Like, it's like a 1 in 100 that I'm going to, like, kill that first guy. I'm like, I'm not going to kill. Oh, nice. I got another headshot. But if I know what's going to happen, like, I'm going to kill this guy. The second guy's going to follow him. I'm going to stop, get that kill, jump away into arch, throw a smoke, flash off this wall. The other guy's going to go around the smoke, peek on my right. I'm going to kill him to my right. Then I'm going to fucking do it. You know, I have conviction. I'm going to do it. But if you feel like you're going to die and you need to dance, then you need to dance. Everybody's out of control. I said that wrong. It don't matter. Thanks for the sub, brother. Did your good aim come naturally over time just by playing, or do you think you have to specifically practice aiming for X amount of time to get get it to a good level? Well, to be honest, guys, I feel like my hand-eye coordination has always been like somewhat athletic, right? I played ice hockey, I played baseball. You know, I could be sitting here, you could throw a fucking ball at me, and I could probably snap and catch it and make a commercial out of it. And I'm kidding, but seriously, I always felt like I had good hand-eye coordination, and I think that's like one prerequisite is just feeling like, you know, control to here with your hands. If that's the enemy, snap to it. You gotta practicing aim is it was awesome seeing you at ClutchCon hanging out with you between your matches. Nice work. Keep it up. Nice to meet you, Norwood. I'm afraid I don't remember you by alias, but I'm sure you're a cool dude, brother. Thanks for the $2 and the love. Getting your aim better. I mean, I've talked about this type of shit all day. I'll answer that question in a second. Thanks for the donation. Getting your aim better is one of those things where it's like, are you on a good setup, right? Like, I sometimes forget to ask people this. 120 hertz monitor, good fucking mechanical keyboard, good mouse and mousepad, something smooth. Not the fucking mousepad that you've jerked off on 100 times and is dirtier than the road that you fucking drive on. I'm talking about a fresh mousepad that is clean, not a lot of friction. You can move from point A to point B and know that feeling, right? I'm not saying, oh, there's a Dorito spot there, avoid that and come over. I'm talking this shit's... You know how many fucking mousepads I have? I go through, like... I mean, it's because I'm a hard pad user, obviously. If you use a cloth pad, it'd be a little bit different. But I literally use, like, a new hard pad every other tournament. That's a little obnoxious for the average person. And I don't need to do that, because I actually keep one in my land bag that's always new that can only last a little while. But, I'm talking about just having your gear set, right? Having your gear set, knowing a little about your posture when you're sitting. I'm sitting on the edge of my chair now. I could choose to deathmatch like this. I could choose to deathmatch like this. But I'm aware of the difference. When I'm sitting here playing like this, my aim is very relaxed. Like, I'm using a lot of wrist. My arm is fully rested on the table. And I can go deathmatch right now, and I'd probably be pretty fucking nuts. Like, I'll probably just get every kill. But that doesn't mean that's how I'm going to play when I go live, you know? Like, you have to be aware of, like, your posture when you're playing, your gear, how wide things are. I know that my left hand, my WSD, lines up with the left side of my monitor. I know that my mouse pad kind of leans and tilts a little to the right. Sometimes my keyboard will kind of angle inward depending on how much space I have, like, and I know how those things affect me, right? So that's just the basic. It's the setup. Right? The next thing is your game smooth. Look at my FPS right now, 270. If you're playing with under 150 FPS on average, go ahead and slap yourself and then try to get a better job that enables you to buy another computer. Because that's also hindering you. As much as you think, oh, I can play, and I don't know what you're complaining about, fucking pros or prima donnas, well, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, alright? Because you need high FPS to play and it needs to be smooth, alright? Thirdly, obviously, once you're in the game, recoil control works with aim, right? So your movement works with aim. Your aim isn't just, I'm going to stand here and when they come B, I go one shot, headshot, 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 headshot. No, aim is movement, aim is positioning, aim is life, aim is love, aim is... Okay, I'll stop. But you see my point. Aim is multiple things. So, like, some people say at N0thing, your aim has gone downhill. Like, the other night, I whiffed in a match on fucking... overpass for some guy in the bathrooms. Like, I ducked, like, he had his nade out, and I was expecting him to be holding for me, but I peeked him and he had his nade out, and it kind of caught me off guard, and I missed the spray, and I kind of strafed away, strafed to his Memphis, and died. People are like, oh, N0thing, you're not your 1.6 self anymore. Yeah, well, give me another fucking chance. I'll peek in a one-shot that guy. Like, it's all expectations and premeditating things, right? So, 100 FPS, you don't need more than 60 FPS. God damn it, you trolls. The human eye doesn't see more than 29 FPS, so you don't need more dirty. Well, you're going to always be terrible, and I have fun playing with your badge fucking newbie-ass friends and matchmaking all day. It's not my problem. I'm just trying to help you. You know? So anyways, getting good aim is something that is just like, it's very intuitive. You know, it's very hand-eye coordination, both hands working together. That's why practicing like surf and aim isn't a bad thing. It can actually help with your aim because it's working on your hands working together better, right?